Yo, welcome to another reading. We've got some background noise today. Beautiful rain. So if you hear the trickling in the background, that's what it is. But try and enjoy it. Don't think there's an introduction needed. As you know, with these love readings, they're for singles, people dating, and people in a serious relationship. And they can obviously show different timelines, different parts of your timeline, past, present, or future. But most likely present and future. So, yeah, as always, we'll start with pile number ones, but pile number one, pile number two, pile number three. Feel free to pause the video. I'm using the thick pen today, so they're probably going to be quite abstract. See what comes through. Start with pile number ones. Okay, pile number ones, love reading. What do you see? What do you feel? It's quite seductive, isn't it? It's like, I could draw hair on this feminine. Say the black is the feminine here and the masculine in white. I could continue the drawing on, but like it kind of says what it is, so I'm leaving it there. Could have added some legs and some hair on the feminine, but kind of, I'm not sure really what to take away from this on a deep level, because it's more just explaining a moment. So my part number ones, it's like, I would say you're in a zone where, and it doesn't matter if you're the male or female watching this, you're in a zone where the feminine is finding the masculine very attractive. This is almost a pouncing energy. I'm getting the words here like, let it be known. Let it be known. So, this is almost like the energy, right? This is a bit weird, actually. Well, not weird, but I guess it's coming through weird. But it's like, so let's say if you've been dating someone for a while, and you invite them over or they invite you over, and it's like nothing's getting initiated. This is like the feminine saying, I'm going to initiate it then. Now, not like it matters, while I'm struggling with this reading, it's because ain't no one have to initiate shit with me, y'all. I think that's why I'm finding the reading a little bit odd, because I'm like, maybe this guy's just shy. maybe this guy's just shy, or maybe he's like, you might be like, so if you're the feminine here, you might be in the predicament of being attracted to a friend, actually. That's what it could be too. So this is you hitting on someone who maybe might see you as a friend. That's on an annoying level. That's for the people who, I guess that's not the ideal situation here. But I think for the majority of you, it's like maybe this person who you're dating or who you're with, maybe there's no initiation from them with that sexual energy. Now, don't get me wrong, there's days where, as men we're tired or whatever, or we're stressed, and you might not get much out of your man, and you might need to be this person, but yeah, generally this is giving me actually the energy now that I'm looking at it more. This masculine is almost a bit surprised by you hitting on them. They're not like shuffling away, but they're like, oh wow. I don't think he's necessarily saying no to it. But you might be dating someone here who doesn't really have that fiery energy. And for my feminines listening here, it's like you might be the fire in the relationship. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, by the way. I'm just saying, as a reader on the other side, it's almost quite difficult to read sometimes when you're like, what's going on? Just do it this way. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, sometimes the situation is playing out in a way which you wouldn't let that situation play out that way, but you just got to read it in the way that it is, not in the way that you think it should be. I'm not sure if that makes any sense. It's probably going to make more sense to the people who actually do readings, even if it's tarot. You might be, spirit might be showing you something, and in your head you're thinking, why are they doing that for? It's just because you do things a different way, or you might have more experience in a certain thing, but the people who you're reading to don't have the experience there yet. So I feel like my fellow readers on YouTube and stuff, they're going to understand what I'm talking about here. But yeah, I don't know. I would say also to the feminine, right? When you're dating, I'd say also like pay attention to the men that you're dating, because I honestly think, and this doesn't go for everyone, but I honestly think that a man, when he's in his masculine energy, you don't have to initiate anything. That's from them saying that they like you. You know how sometimes you hear a girl saying, oh, I don't know if he likes me. I think when a man's in his masculine energy, he's going to let you know, like, down to like getting intimate. Like, when a man is into you, he's going to let you know. And I know this might kind of rub some people up the wrong way, but that's just kind of what I think on the situation, is when you are truly in that raw masculine energy, there's no and ahhing. It just is what it is. So what I'd say to some feminines maybe who are listening to this is, if the man is not displaying that trait, he's maybe not that. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't help him along the way and bring out his masculine side. It doesn't mean that masculine side isn't going to naturally flourish in him naturally. But what I am saying is that you can't complain that, the man is, too passive, or he's, he's too boring and blah, 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 because you're choosing him. He's showing you those traits and you're choosing him. Because when it's game time, it's game time. Like I said, when the guy's in his energy like that, it's game time. don't have to be questioning. You might have to question, like, how much does he actually like me? You might have to question, does this man love me? But attraction, you know, it is what it is, you know, like, he will text you back, you know, if he's into you. He will try and get you naked if he's into you. Like, that's it, end of story. And that's just been my experience from not just me, but the people who I would consider masculine. Like, there's no like duh moment. There's no duh moment or I'm too scared kind of moment. It just ain't it. That just ain't the energy. So yeah, I think to an extent as well, like, women, you're not too different. When you're in your divine feminine essence, you may not be the initiators, like, physically, but everything in your body, trust me, everything in your body says, eat me, destroy me, take me. When you're in your feminine energy, you don't have to say anything because your energy just says, devour me. That's what the feminine energy does, you know? It speaks that in energy. So as long as you're doing your duty with your feminine energy, the masculine energy does his duty too. There's no, you know, there's not even much game playing now. Game playing, you know, we're humans at the end of the day, so the dance is part of the game. But like I said, a man in his masculine energy, it doesn't even have to result in this unless, like I said, it's a man who's been working his ass off and he's tired. He's working his ass off and he's stressed. They're the only excuses, because the other excuses are kind of along the lines of he saw you as a friend. Now, like I said, I'm not saying that a friend can't develop into something more and blah, blah, blah. Shit does happen. But it's just something maybe for my feminines to pay attention to, is that, you know, you do choose the man. And that's a good kind of strong trait of a man in his masculine energy, is that he's going to initiate, he's going to do, he's going to get it. And if he really likes you, he's going to get it by any means necessary. And, you know, just like women, sometimes if I know this is turning almost into like a little dating session. Maybe pile number one's you need it, I don't know. But, and a way that men and women aren't too different is that we always kind of go for the best option that we've got. So I often find both men and women, they get confused sometimes when it's like, why isn't the guy initiating? Why isn't he doing blah, blah, blah? I think in both cases, for both genders, it's usually that person might just be having some alone time, or working on their business, or working on their money, or working on their friends. But if they're in a dating or a romantic phase in life, it's usually because they've got a better option. That's usually why. Like I said, a man in his masculine energy, he's not going to be worried about initiating. That's not the reason. That's what I find women get confused by. So maybe he's too scared, maybe he's blah, blah, blah. He's not going to be doing that. If he wants you, he's going to get you. But what women sometimes get confused about is that the higher value man you go for, the more options he's going to have. It's like the pretty girl. It's like you might be viewing that person like they're Michelin star, and they might be viewing you like you a takeaway. You know, it is what it is. It goes for both genders. You know, like the girl might think, you might think you're God's gift, and the girl might just be seeing you as any other guy because they're texting. I don't know who's the most guy in demand. Do you know what I mean? I don't know even who it is nowadays. It used to be like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, but things have changed. You know? But it's like that analogy. It's like, of course they're not going to text you back straight away because they're texting Brad Pitt. Like the guy's like, duh, why aren't you texting me? She texting Brad Pitt. That's why she ain't texting your ass. That's why. You got to be at Brad Pitt level. And then when you get Brad Pitt level, or whatever level you deem yourself at, then girls get confused. Why isn't he texting me? It's because he's at Brad Pitt level now, so he can get whatever girl he wants. You know, sometimes it's that simple, y'all. I'm just giving you some free game here. Check out my romance video as well. Ifyoupause.com. God damn, this reading's for you. That video is for you, Pearl Ones. God damn. Check out the romance video on ifyoupause.com, for crying out loud. Check out that video. God damn. Check it out. Man or female, check it out. God damn it. Anyways, part number ones, that's all. Thank you for being here. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website. Like I said, there's a Patreon out as well now, so check that in the description. Patreon/If You Pause. Take care. Okay, part number 2 is try and keep this one shorter. Part number 1 took a whole load of time. It's like a whole damn counselling session. What's the energy we got here? I think I might have said in the intro, there is rain in the background, so apologies. On this end, it does sound pretty. I don't know how it sounds for you guys, but it sounds pretty here. There's something really nice going on here, but I can't draw it. Sometimes I'm just not good enough. The illustration skills aren't there. Need more practice. Weren't bad. Weren't quite it, but weren't bad. So I don't know if you're kind of seeing that. We've got the feminine here in black. And you got the masculine behind her in white. And he's kind of almost got his chin on the back of her head. Feels to me a little bit like she might be angry with him a little bit. And he's trying to make it up to her type energy. Or you could just be even touching in with her. She might be going through a hard time. and he's kind of creeping up behind her, not saying, "All right, baby, you all right?" It's those two options. I feel though that yeah, no, it could be those two. I'm not gonna hate on the masculine here because I think some of you might have said something wrong, but I feel like for some of you, you deserve some roses. I feel like it's almost like the feminine might be depressed, and he's just touching in and making sure she's okay. So I'm not going to throw that shade on the masculine like he's just fucked up. Maybe that's something to note as well for the feminines who are listening. You might be like in a sensitive period right now. So you might look back at this and go, do you know what? I was harsh on the masculine there. Like maybe the masculine said something and you took out a load of anger on him. And he's just being there for you. He doesn't even realise that what he said wasn't that bad. It's just that he was in a bad mood. But he's comforting you. That's an option there. And like I said, for a small percentage of you, I do think you're out there, but I think it's a much smaller percentage. I feel the masculine's made a dick move. I feel like it's a comment made. You know, both genders are kind of guilty of this, if you ask me. But you know, like, just a bit of a dick comment. So I didn't need that. You know, if it's a comment on what someone's wearing or how they look. You know, sometimes when someone tells you you look tired, but it's not like in a way like, hey, let me look after you because you look tired. It's like, you look tired, sort yourself out, you mess. You know, it's in that kind of energy. You're a mess. It's like, and the person knows they're a mess. It's like, what help did that do? Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I think both genders, we mess up in this way, right? But I think both genders, again, who are listening to this, we can both agree that, you know, sometimes that just does not help anyone, does it? When you're calling saying to someone they look tired and they know they look tired, you know why they look tired too. If it's they're doing something like work is long at that time, or they're going through something, or do you understand? The health ain't perfect, whatever it is. It's like clear as day, but the comment still just flies out the mouth. It's like, God damn, that was not needed. For a small percentage of you, I feel like that might be the case, but I feel actually for the majority of you, it's the feminine energy here is going through something, and things are just cutting deeper for her. You know, I think that's fair. I think the way that the feminine possibly saves this is by reflecting on that and coming back at a later date. You don't even have to do it like now. Just a small note, like, men appreciate that when you can go back and take accountability, because 98% of females nowadays, they don't take any accountability. So even if you come back in a week's time when you've kind of cooled off and just say, do you know what, that time I was doing this and I was a bit harsh on you, thanks for being there for me. God damn, that man is putty in your hands. He is putty in your goddamn hands. And then for the masculine, I get the energy predominantly that you guys are soldiering it, so just keep doing your thing. You're holding it down. It looks like that to me, so just keep doing your thing. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you fall into here. You know, I don't care about any of that on this channel. But if you consider yourself this energy here, just keep doing it. You're being that rock at the moment, so keep doing it. If you've got the energy to do it, do it. Pile number 2, so that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out if you not check out. Please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com. Remember, I've got a reading or a video there on romance. It's worth a watch. And I do have a new Patreon now. The link is in the description. So support us on there if you appreciate the videos that I'm putting out here. It's a great way to support what I do, an affordable way to support what I do too. Take care, pile 2s. Pile number 3 is we just had a plane fly over, so that might mean something to you. Bit of beard hair there as well. Just sitting on the energy. The rain really coming down. I've never ever drawn this ever, so bear with me. This is most likely going to come out as a disaster, but bear with. The light just came through beautifully as well. Like I said, I've never drawn this before, so it didn't come out perfectly, but kind of gives the gist. I'm not sure if we're centered. Are we centered? No. Okay, you're gonna have to. That's gonna have to do, y'all. Not much way I can straighten that up in the middle. But yeah, it's like, I guess in simple terms, what this should be showing more is the masculine probably a bit taller here. Proportions are a little bit off, but kind of it does give the vibe. It wasn't a complete failure. It's like they're dancing, but it reminds me of the, it reminds me of it reminds me of the scene of, when the person's leaning back and the dancer is like taking their weight. So there's a lot here to do with almost like trust as well. It's funny because this man kind of giving me vibes a little bit of a grandpa. Like I said, I think that was just my illustration messing up a little bit, but it could be that the man is much maturer in this relationship, like older. No shade on anyone who's kind of watching this of a certain age. Like, everyone's welcome here. But it's a little bit of the grandpa, like with a young thing. You little dirty dog kind of energy. Like I said, I think that's like 0.2% of the audience. But look, no shade. The main energy, so they seem to me that they're dancing here, right? It's like the grandpa salsaing with the young lady. But the most important thing here is the word trust. That's the key word. The feminine here in black is putting the trust in the masculine. She's falling back and she's getting held by the masculine energy. So whatever dynamic we're seeing here, you don't actually have to be dancers, you could be. But what we're actually seeing here, obviously, is some form of risk taken by the feminine and she's being held by the masculine. That one dynamic can be metaphoric for many things. That could be trust and commitment. That could be her saying, do you like me or not? That could be, I want to move in with you. I want to have kids with you. Do you understand? There's a surrender there. Like, you can't deny that from this reading. And the feminine is somewhat taking the center of this show, really. It's, I'm falling, isn't it? I'm falling for you. She's falling back. I'm falling. I'm surrendering to you. But I do feel like there's a power in that. Like, just for any feminines that might be triggered by that energy, because it's a little bit traditional, right? I just want the people who are listening to this to understand that, like I said, it's a surrendering and it is a submission, but there's power in it. Like I said, the feminine is the star of the show here. It's almost like, it's somewhat of a power play. In submitting, there's a power play there. Because it's giving me the energy that it forces the masculine to step up. In the woman's submission, the masculine has to step up. So it's a dance, it quite literally is a dance. I think Spirit is just ahead of us with that, because we're seeing a dance here. So I think it's like Spirit literally just enforcing the fact that that whole dynamic between a relationship is a dance. And sometimes things they're not what they seem. Moves of surrender, moves of submission can actually be moves of power. And I think any feminine who's especially of a certain age is giving me the amen hallelujah here. Like, they get that. When a woman understands her power, she understands she's got power. It's only the women who don't use their power correctly who complain about the lack of power. That pretty much goes for near enough anything. Now, don't get me wrong, there's certain equalities in life. There's certain things that aren't fair in life. There's certain things that aren't fair. There's certain things that aren't right, but there's certain disadvantages that people might have. But generally, there's kind of some truth to that. Like, some people have a larger mountain to climb in life. But when one understands their power, their true power, that's definitely the right way to see life. When things aren't going in your way, improve oneself, know one's value, know one's power, enforce one's power, enforce one's value. when people don't understand that or get it or respect it. And often there is change. But just to whine about it doesn't often solve much. So I feel like here, for the feminines at least, I feel like this pile has attracted the feminines who are in their power of some kind through submitting, through their feminine energy. But you know, there's something almost quite shocking about this. There's actually something I've got to be real and honest about it. There's something about this energy which is almost I don't know what the word is, but because it's not overpowering, but it's like the only word that's coming to my mind, which isn't the word, is cheeky. You know, what I'm trying to explain here is I feel like the woman has the power here, and I think that's even expressed even more when you're seeing this person as like an elderly person, more of an elderly person. There's an energy here that this feminine is even maybe taking a little bit of advantage. But no, like again, no judgment here. It's like this feminine character knows her power and more. She really strutting it. So like I said, do you, like, we don't really know the story of this masculine energy either. It's like this masculine could be playing the same trick of like taking advantage of a situation too. That's how humans are, isn't it? Let's face it. Everyone's kind of looking out for their best interest, if they verbalize that or not. There's a little bit of that energy in everyone. But like I said, I think, you know, maybe giving my salute to the feminine in this energy, that I feel like the feminines here are, you know, it's almost like, I know this is completely in black, but it's like almost this dress is loud as well. So it's like she's got all the attention. That's all I can say. It's like that if this was a dress, the dress would be the power dress that makes everyone look, maybe in red. And I guess the masculine, you know, like no shade on the masculine. I feel like you kind of smart too. Like if you're watching this and you're a masculine, it's maybe like portraying that energy of, you know, the elder guy who's still a cheeky chappy. Like he's still got it. Can still get the girls, you know. I'm not sure if you've got like a granddad like that or someone you know. You know, it's like they still got that gift of the gab or something like that. And these two are just kind of vibing. It's kind of like they're both smart. They're both smart people. They're both playing on their strengths. So yeah, that's your reading, pile number 3. I hope you got something from it. If you did, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com. Also check out the new Patreon page. It's a great way to support what I do here. It's nice and cheap at the moment. But as always, with all my products, prices do go up. So get in now. I'm starting to upload videos, so when you go onto there, it's not just like one video you've got to watch. I'm putting, you know, consistent content out there on the Patreon now. So get all the knowledge that you can for a cheap price, and if you don't like it, just unsubscribe to it. But like I said, get in early, because it's almost like somewhat of a trial run I'm doing with it. Spitting some game on there, and it's a way to get it very affordably. So yeah, pile number 3 is thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.